Hello grade 12s. Today we're going to do trig equations, general solution, using compound and double angles and other identities. Solve for x. Solve for x. Right, this is our equation which says solve for x if cos 2x plus 3 cos x minus 1 equals to 0 and negative 1/8 is less than or equals to x, x less than or equals to 1/8. Firstly, let's start by recapping or talking about solve for x. Right, there are different types of equations when you solve for x. So the first one that I want to talk about is this one, x squared minus y squared, which is equals to 0, which is called difference of two squares, where when you solve for x, you get x minus y times x plus y, and another one, it's x squared plus 2x equals to 0. So here you solve for x by taking out the highest common factor, and then you are left with x plus 2 equals to 0. So in this type of equation, it's very, very important to know that you don't have to divide by x. Right. So your answer here is going to be x equals to 0 or x equals to minus 2, because this is quadratic equation. Quadratic equation has two solutions. So you can have one solution, x equals to 0 or x equals to minus 2 if there are solutions. So yeah, right. The next one is the one that we know of quadratic. It's x squared plus 2x plus 1. And the other one that I want to talk about, it's let's say 2a plus 2 plus ba plus b. So if you check this one, we have 4 terms. To factorize this one, or to solve for this one, we factorize by grouping, where we have to take out 2 here as a common factor, and then this side we take b out as a common factor. We are left with 2 into a plus 1 plus b into a plus 1. Right, to factorize this, or to solve x here, you take out a plus 1 as a common factor, and then you are left with 2 plus b. So this is also very, very important. Before you start with your quadratic equation, it's also important to practice your solve for x and different types of quadratic equations. Right, let's go back to the question. Right, so when we look at this question, it says cos 2x plus 3 cos x minus 1 equals to 0. And this is very, very important. So it means this is a specific solution. Right. So now, we know that we have to use our double angles, since we have cos 2x is a double angle. So we must change our double angle. So before that, we're going to use our platinum textbook on page 105. Page 105, which says solve equations with double angles and more. Double angles and more than one angle. Right. So the first step, or the first step says convert all ratios to sine and cosine. So you must always convert. So if it's tan, then we make it sine x over cos x. Or if we have cos squared x, we can write it as 1 minus sine squared x. And then sine squared x, we can write it as 1 minus cos squared x. Right, convert all angles into same angles if possible. Right, use the identities sine 2x. All right, this one are the compound and double angles. Simplify and then find the general solution. So if we check this one, we have our double angle here. So the double angle is for cos. So we want to change this to become a quadratic. So since we have cos, cos in the middle, right? Meaning we want to write this in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So if you check here, our 3 cos x is our bx, right? So therefore we can change our cos 2x into 2 cos squared x minus 1. So we're going to have 2 cos squared x minus 1. So this one is, we're changing this one to this. Right, then we're going to have plus 3 cos x minus 1 equals to 0. Right, then from there we add like terms and then we write it in standard form. So we're going to have 2 cos squared x plus 3 cos x minus 2 equals to 0. 2 is minus 1, which is minus 2. Right, so if you look at this equation, it's in the form ax squared plus bx plus c. So therefore we can factorize this. Or if you can't see it, you can change, or you can let your cos x be k, where you'll have 2k squared plus 3k minus 2. And then you factorize. When you factorize, you'll have 2k times k, which is 2k squared. And then don't forget, when you factorize, this is negative, which means the signs are not the same. And when we look at this one, it's positive. Therefore, the bigger one is going to be positive. The bigger one, when we multiply, is going to be positive. And we get the middle term by subtracting, since the signs are not the same. Therefore, we'll have 2 times 1. So that when we multiply 2k, we get 4. And then when we multiply k and 1, we get 1, which is going to be 4 minus 1, which is 3. Therefore, the bigger one is going to be 2 times k. It's plus, and then here is minus. Right, then we can go back to this one and factorize. Therefore, we're going to have 2 cos x minus 1 plus 2 equals to 0. Right, and then we continue to solve for x, where our cos x, right, our cos x equals to -2 will give us no solution. Then we write no solution. And then for cos x equals to 1/2, we use our calculator to find the reference angle. Right, to find the reference angle, we punch shift cos, then we write 1/2, and then equals to. Therefore, our reference angle is 60. And then for cos, we know it's for general solution is reference angle plus 360 times k, or minus reference angle plus 360 times k. Therefore, our answer is going to be x equals to 60 plus 360 times k, where k is an element of integers. Right, or x equals to minus 60 plus 360 times k. You don't have to write k as an element of integers many times, right? Then from there we didn't finish. We'll go back to our question. Here it says negative 1/8 is less than or equals to x, and then x less than 1/8. So we have to find our specific solution. To find our specific solution, we use a calculator. We press mode, and then we choose 3 for table. Then it says f of x. For f of x, we punch this function, this equation, which is 660 plus 360 times k. Then for k, we use x, the alphabet. Then we press, for alphabet, we press alpha x, then equals to, then the second one, our k is also x, it's going to be 6 minus 60 plus 360 here, 360 alpha x, then we press equals to, we will start from -3, end at 3, say start and then end at 3, then step is 1. Then we look at our calculator, we look for the specific solution. If we check for -3, it's 1200 and -140, you get two functions, two equations. So this one, two y values, two x values. So we are looking for between -180 and -180 and 180. So if you check, this are too big, right? So we're looking between. So the answer here is going to be 60 and -60, 60 or -60. When we go down, it's bigger. Therefore, we'll take x. We say therefore x equals to -60 or x equals to 60. Right. This is our specific solution for -180 and 180. Right. Thank you very much.